It's the Orioles on Masson. It is a warm summer's night in downtown Baltimore as the Orioles welcome in the New York Mets. Tonight it's the finale of this two-game interleague series. And hi, everyone. I'm Jim Hunter. Thanks so much for joining us. The Orioles tonight have a chance to sweep a two-game series from the Mets for a second time this year. And they send Dylan Bundy to the mound, who, despite a 7-10 one-loss record, really has had a pretty good overall year. In fact, in 22 starts this year, he's made 12 quality starts, including 7 shutout innings in a win against the Mets on June the 6th. Now, the one big challenge for Bundy this year has been keeping the ball in the ballpark. It's inflated his ERA, and it's cost him a chance to win more games than the 7 he has. If you look at the home runs allowed by Dylan Bundy this year, they are off the chart. 29 home runs allowed. That is more than any pitcher in all of Major League Baseball. The runs off those 29 home runs, 49, that is the most. And the percentage of his runs allowed, 65.3% of the runs allowed have come in off those 29 home runs. So obviously it has been a problem for Bundy on the year. And Mike Bordick, when you look at Dylan, I mean, I guess it's easy to say just lack of command, but he's 22 starts into the season. What are you seeing?
Yeah, you're right. You know, there are so many things that have to happen for a pitcher to have success at the Major League level. Obviously, a real good repertoire. And I think, obviously, movement on pitches and some deception and delivery. But location and command, really the key. And Dylan Bundy just has not had that command this season. Here, up ahead, 2 strikes, and then hangs a breaking ball. It's not that it was a bad pitch. It's on the corner, but it's elevated too much. Just giving him the opportunity to get the barrel on the ball. Doesn't take a lot to get the ball out of Camden in the summertime. And that one jumps out of here. And in the first inning, here wanting a fastball inside off the plate, and there you see it leaks back over up middle, giving Holt a great look. And really that's what it's about right now. Fastball command primarily with Dylan Bundy. And you know, his fastball velocity is down just a tick. Last year it was up over 92 miles an hour, 93 at times. This year 91 miles an hour. And that might have something to do with it as well. And I know we've talked about spin rate with Bundy in the past, and he's always been in the top 10. No different this year. He's still above average with his spin rate. But the problem is, if you throw in the low 90s, that ball tends to sink a little bit more right at the hit zone instead of riding through the top and almost giving that rise effect. And that's what Bundy's been doing so well early in his young career. This year, you just don't see it as much. And I think just more hittable pitches on the plate. So tonight, he has his second shot at the Mets, 7 shutouts in a win on June the 6th. We're coming back to Camden Yards. Interleague Baseball. O's and Mets. Lineups and first pitch are next. Is brought to you by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by WB Mason, who has the name brand products you love at amazingly low prices.
Who but WB Mason, the official office product supplier of the Baltimore Orioles. Another warm summer day in downtown Baltimore. Our game time temperature brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. Well, 87 degrees. It did top 90 today. Just a slight breeze, 51% humidity, mostly sunny skies as we begin play here tonight. So the Mets are looking for a two-game split. Here is their lineup. A little different look from last night. Nimmo leads off, then McNeil, Flores, and Conforto. Todd Frazier will DH tonight. He brings a 7-game hitting streak into tonight's game. Austin Jackson's in center, then Bautista, Plawecki, and Jose Reyes getting a start at shortstop.
And let's take a look at Dylan Bundy's pitch arsenal. Really everything revolves around that fastball command. Uses it 50% of the time, and it better be on tonight. Don't let this Mets team get hot again. They are a better offensive team on the road. The slider, always a big put-away pitch for Bundy. Using it 25% of the time. Love to see him use that changeup a little bit more. Numbers down just a little bit this year. He can back that fastball up with the changeup. Be a nice combination. 4.70 earned run average for Bundy. He's had some really good starts this year. Of course, the not so good starts. Gave up 8 runs in his last outing against the Red Sox. Looking to get back on track and get deep into a ball game.
What about the knowledge that you pitched 7 shutout innings against this team in their home ballpark?
Oh yeah, well that helps for sure. It's all about confidence at the major league level. Bundy's had success against the Mets just this season, so I'm looking for a carryover, and the fact that the rotation has been pitching pretty well here lately.
Yeah, that is his only career appearance against the Mets as Nimmo takes ball 1. He's got a lot of speed, and Bundy misses away, so it's 2-0.
Well, Dylan Bundy, in his last start against the Red Sox, he started off making some really good pitches. He was really fine on the outside corner. Unfortunately, had a couple walks, trying to be a little too fine. But he was making a concerted effort to really locate that fastball, and would rather miss off the plate in or away than on the plate. See if Bundy can be more consistent with that this time around.
Well, the Mets, like the Orioles, are last in their league in hitting. As Nimmo swings through it, the Mets at 230, last in the National League. The Orioles are 238, last in the American League. There's Mickey Callaway, their first-year manager. And you see the Rusty Staub logo on the side. Rusty Staub, a great Met, passed away. So Nimmo fights off a good pitch, and that's another part that we really need to bring up, is that Bundy's the type of pitcher that hitters tend to spoil some of those good pitches, and then it prolongs the at-bat, and boom, there's the mistake.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, it seems like he can only throw so many, and unfortunately, Bundy's that pitcher this year.
That's well foul.
If a mistake is made, it's getting covered. You know, not a lot of margin for error with Dylan Bundy. The fastball velocity, you know, he's not pushing mid-90s like he was as a younger pitcher. And I'm not saying he's not a young pitcher. He's still only 24 years old. But the velocity has come down. And it does happen to pitchers that pitch long seasons in the major leagues.
They misses low with a changeup. So ball 3 on the 7th pitch to Brandon Nimmo. Well, Bundy in June, he probably couldn't pitch any better than he did. He made 4 starts, went 3-0, and his ERA for the month was 1.98. In the American League, that is so hard to do. Here's the 3-2 and a line drive. That'll fall base hit. So Nimmo wins the battle, and with his speed, he gets on leading off here in the first.
Boy, he stays on that pitch just a hair longer. A little 3-2 changeup from Bundy, and he slaps it in the center. Take a look at the O's defense. Mancini, Mullins, and Jones roaming the outfield here. Camden, Beckham, and VR turning 2 up the middle with Nunez and Davis once again on the corners. Let the red-hot bat Austin Wynn sneaking in there more consistently here in the month of August. He's doing the catching tonight.
Here's the rookie Jeff McNeil. He's playing at second base, getting a look. They traded Asdrubal Cabrera to the Phillies, and that opened up a spot. Now this is going to be a challenge for Austin Wynns because Nimmo has speed. He has 8 steals in 13 attempts, and Austin Wynns knows that Bundy does not hold runners on as well as other pitchers on this staff. In fact, with Dylan on the mound, there have been 15 stolen bases. And the Orioles have caught only 3.
Yeah. Well, Wynn's throwing the ball pretty well right now. Good quick feet and the strong arm. Wynn's actually off to a really good start both offensively and defensively in his major league career. And sometimes it isn't about for a starting pitcher, rather.
There goes Nimmo, and a base hit the other way on the hit and run. And Nimmo easily would get to third. He can absolutely fly. Perfectly executed by the rookie. And the Mets have runners on the corners and nobody down.
Oh, pretty nice piece of hit right there. Staying on another changeup. Bundy going the changeup away, but both changeups elevated enough for both lefties. Get a good part of the bat on it. That one just shooting it the other way. Shortstop vacating with the hit and run on. Bundy got to find a way to get a ground ball here. Or a big strikeout.
Wilmer Flores batting third tonight. You know, we're talking about Bundy with the home runs, Mike. Here's the breakdown of the 29. 16 solos, 7 2-runs, but 5 3-run home runs and the 1 grand slam that Greg Bird hit off him when the Yankees were here. So that adds up to the runs. 49 runs off those home runs.
Yeah, he said at the beginning that
right center field, that'll chase Mullins. Cedric's going to get there, and he makes the catch. Tagging at third is Nimmo. Tagging at first is McNeil, and the throw will be cut off by Villar. So sac fly and RBI, both runners advance, and the Mets grab a 1-0 lead.
Flores not wasted much time getting a pitch he can handle up in the zone and driving it plenty deep enough, hammering it to right center field. Mullins making a nice play covering the ground to get there, but an easy sac fly, and the Mets get on the board first. Take a look. Wynn's wanting that fastball down and away, and there you see it leaking back over top of the zone. But you're looking to get an elevated pitch for a sacrifice fly opportunity, and driving in Nimmo easily.
So McNeil to second base. He's in scoring position with 1 down. And that'll bring up Michael Conforto, who's batting cleanup tonight. And a strike on the corner. So 21 runs now, 20 earned in first innings. This has been his toughest inning all year in terms of runs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of pitchers have a hard time in that first inning trying to establish the fastball.
Popped up this way, and that'll be down below for a souvenir.
Yeah, Bundy just trying to get a feel right now for everything. Changeup's been left up in the zone. The fastball, he's left in the middle of the plate here. Only saw 1 slider, but he's really trying to establish that heater.
So 0-2 on Conforto. Of course, Bundy has been getting a share of strikeouts this year, and he misses down and in. Can't get him to chase.
Yeah, that's the big put away pitch, the hard slider. Down and in. And good effort right there. Nice block by Wins.
Conforto in his 4th season. First round pick back in 2014. 25 years old. Last year hit 27 home runs. And the 1-2 is pulled foul. He was well out in front. Now, we were told by someone from the Mets that Conforto, the organization tried to get him to alter his swing a little bit to possibly hit more home runs, and it's had the opposite effect. He's hit fewer home runs because it changed his swing.
Oh, yeah. You know, this launch angle's really created some problems. Hitting's hard enough. You tried to do some different things. You've had a philosophy. You know, most hitters have a natural rhythm, and when you work through the college ranks and then into the minor leagues, and you potentially get an opportunity to play at the major league level, you have a natural rhythm inside. The whole point of the swing now is to be shorter and quicker to the baseball. So when you do batting practice or you work with your hitting coach, that's typically all they're working on. How quick can you get that bat head from point A to point B?
And he got him. So Bundy wins that battle. That's a huge out, and 2 men down.
Well, location, location, location. He's thrown first 3 lefties here. Change ups. This was obviously the best one. Down and away, had a nice little fade. The other 2, base hit by Nimmo up the middle, elevated about belt high. And of course, the next one elevated up and out over. So, you know, Bundy, when he executes, he's on like most pitchers.
2 down for Todd Frazier. And there's a strike. Breaking ball. Frazier's got a 7-game hitting streak working. Batting .357 in those games. He has never had a hit off Bundy. He is 0 for 11. Head to head against Dillon. Bundy taking his time on this hot night. And misses inside.
Oh, good try right there. Just leaking in off the corner. And really that's where Bundy has to miss. Especially got to get ahead. Find a way to get ahead. A nice first pitch, get me over breaking ball. Steal some early strikes with that pitch. And then you try to command that fastball. And you see where it ended up. A good 6-8 inches off that inside corner.
Well, there you go. Wind set up there and he hit the glove.
Yeah, nice adjustment made right there. Okay, call fastball in, just misses. Well, let's try to bring it back a hair. Not a lot he could do with that pitch. If he pulls the trigger on it, probably going to hit it right off his front foot.
The 1-2 on Todd Frazier. That ball is trouble off the end of the bat. Davis back. It's going to fall in, and the Mets get another run. How about that? He makes a great pitch. Frazier throws his bat at it and it falls in for an RBI hit. So 2-0 New York here in the first.
Yeah, unfortunate. Tough luck right there for Dylan Bundy because he did make some good pitches here to Frazier. Really had him off balance. Started him off with the hook. Good fastball in and then a nice little slider out there. But look at Frazier, just all off balance and doing what he can. Get the bat on the ball. And he had to buy a lottery ticket. Gets a stake on the end. You see Davis trying to make the nice catch over the shoulder, but just out of the reach.
57.8 miles per hour as he doinks it in the right field for a base hit. And Frazier takes off and he has the base easily. Stole that one on Bundy. The 7th of the year, so Frazier in scoring position with 2 down.
That's a veteran is understanding the situation. Pitcher's frustrated, made a good pitch, and Frazier gets a little walking lead and create a little momentum to your target. I don't care if you're the slowest guy in the league, you're going to have an advantage. Stealing a base. Got to slow him down out there.
And the breaking ball in there for a strike. Well, the Mets are on this very unusual road trip because they and the Phillies will play in the Little League Classic in Williamsport, Pennsylvania on Sunday. So it's a 5-city road trip, although they're playing the Phillies in both Philadelphia and then Williamsport, Pennsylvania. There's a minor league ballpark there. Swing and a miss, and it gets away from Wins. Frazier thought it was fouled. He didn't go. That's a break for the Orioles. Home plate umpire immediately signals strike, and he didn't signal foul.
Yeah, big time break here. Another real good slider. It's almost the same pitch that Frazier. What'd you say? Doinked out there to right field? Yeah, doinked it out to right field. This one a good finish on the end. You see him reaching. The kicks away from Wins, and fortunately Frazier stays out at second base. Yeah, saying his fault.
So 3rd consecutive 1-2 count on a hitter. Fouled off. Yeah, the Mets began their road trip over the weekend in Miami. Then they flew back to New York for the 1-game makeup at Yankee Stadium. Then came here, 2-game series here, and they have 5 games in the next 4 days against the Phillies. Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Philadelphia, and then they make the trek to Western Pennsylvania to Williamsport.
Wow. Logging the miles for sure.
Noah Syndergaard. Those are fortunate they didn't have to see him in this series, or DeGrom for that matter. And the 1-2 misses outside.
All right, Dillon's frustration with his command. You can just tell on his face. Wins wanting that fastball inside and just yanked it across the zone.
By the way, what I meant about Williamsport, it's west of Philly, I think. Pittsburgh is in Western Pennsylvania. There's a foul back. So another good pitch fouled off and spoiled.
I'd like it just off the plate a little bit more. His last 2 sliders, both of them kind of backing up, staying on the dish a little too much. Time getting on the same page right here. What pitch Bundy wants.
2-2 on Jackson. And he struck him out. Got a fastball by him. So Bundy gets out of it. The Mets get 2 on 3 hits. We head to the bottom of the first. New York 2, and here come the O's. And they really nicely fit. They have their gloves. They're all set. They need a foul ball. Here's the Orioles Southwest starting lineup. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. VR, Nunez, then Adam Jones, who has 5 for 12 with a home run so far against the Mets on the year. Trumbo will DH, then Mancini, Davis, and Beckham. Mullins bats 8th tonight. Austin Wynns will bat 9th.
And let's take a look at Zach Wheeler's pitch arsenal. Got a big time 4-seam fastball, rushed it up there in the high 90s. A lot of life through the zone, but that slider's come a long way for him. He's had a hard time controlling the spin balls, but this cutter can move into a slider. Ooh, a little cross up right there, baby. How about that? Plawecki diving out of the way. Take a look. Plawecki not seeing the baseball at all. See VR getting out there and a little screen. But man, that was that little defense right there. Take a look at the rest of the numbers for Wheeler. Having a very strong year. Better second half though. 7 wins with that 3.82 earned run average. And opponent sitting just 238. Controlling both the lefties and righties pretty good. Giving up the 12 home runs, but he's been on quite a roll here since the All-Star break. We'll talk about Wheeler as the game goes.
And a high strike to VR.
Well, that's the one pitch that he's always got with the extra noise on the end. 98 miles an hour right there. There's some life at the top of the zone. He gets the top of that strike zone. He's going to stay up there.
That ball's cued foul. You know, Zach Wheeler, one of the best trades the Mets ever made. He was San Francisco's first-round pick out of high school in Dallas, Georgia. A number 6 overall pick in 2009, and then in 2011 when he was an A-ball, he was traded to the Mets, even up for Carlos Beltran. San Francisco wanted a veteran hitter for their playoff push, and in that playoff push they came up short. They did not make the playoffs that year. And the Mets now have Wheeler. Carlos Beltran is retired.
Well, nice job extending the at bat right there. Just taking that one right out of the catcher's glove. 98 mile an hour fastball. Looked like it was kind of moving away like a wiffle ball would.
1-2 nearly hit him. I'm not sure how he got out of the way of that, but he did.
Looked like that cutter slash slider. He throws it hard. 92 miles an hour, but spiking that one.
Wheeler now 28 years old. He missed a couple of seasons. 2015 and 2016, and spring training of 2015. He came up with a sore elbow and eventually had to have Tommy John surgery later that month in March. The 2-2 pitch is low ball 3. So an extended at bat here by VR to lead off the game.
Oh, good to see. Obviously, leading off the ball game, you want everybody in the dugout to see as many pitches as possible. Get a little rhythm off him.
And a bouncer through the hole. There's a base hit for VR. So the Orioles get their leadoff man on, as the Mets did in their half of the first. VR now with a 4-game hitting streak.
Well, great AB right here, working count 3-2, and then he's beating this one in the ground, but it comes off hot. Gets a real good second hop and shoots through the infield. The diving attempt right there by McNeil, taking that deep angle, but a little too much speed on that ground ball.
Here's Renato Nunez again in that number 2 spot. 260 overall, but he's batting .309 as an Oriole. Nunez has hit 3 in a row, and over the past 2 weeks he has been on a tear. So the Orioles down by 2, looking to chip back, get the leadoff man on. Fastball right there at 97.
Yeah, that one sounded firm. Pop in the glove. See that month of August for Nunez, 378 with 1 home run and 5 RBI. All through the minor leagues, consistent slugger, big time power numbers. And that's what the hope is here, that it translates at the big league level. Nunez actually broke into the big leagues at a young age with the Oakland A's. And a couple years up and down with them.
Well, he's old now. He's 24.
Right.
Center field. Jackson back on it, but he has a play. VR's going to tag to draw a throw. Jackson has it. VR's going to second base. Here's the throw. It is off the bag. That is aggressive base running for Jonathan VR. And he gets into scoring position with 1 down.
Yeah, great play right there. And knowing the strength, arm strength of your outfielders, real important. One of the major details if you want to be a good base runner. VR pretty good speed. You can see here, well hit ball, and VR just slows the game down right there. Recognizes the center fielder going back, getting near that warning track, and he just easily goes back and tags. You get a good read on the ball, and obviously the pace of the ball coming out of the hand. Nice job right there, getting himself in the scoring position.
Here's Adam Jones. The Orioles won last night despite going 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position, and that's in part because of the 3 home runs. Drove in 4 of the 6 runs.
Well, Adam Jones, we talked about his consistency all year, but out of 8 of 13, his 13 home runs, excuse me, have come in the O's win. Of course, big home run last night as the Orioles started this series off with a big win against the Mets. So hitting them at the right time is Mr. Jones.
There's a foul tip straight down at the plate. 1-1 on Adam. He's having a real good homestand, batting .350 on the homestand. So he is taken very nicely to right field and pretty consistent with the batting average.
Yeah, sure is. He stayed consistent, picking up his hits all year long. Short swing.
That one ran in on him, 1-2.
Yeah, that's a nasty fastball there. A lot of life working right in there on the hands.
Wheeler, he has been on a tear. He has won 5 consecutive starts, not decisions, starts. And his ERA in those starts, 2.08. He is very stingy.
Good take right there. Well, these are those numbers you're talking about, Jim. Post All-Star break success for sure. 4 wins, tied for first in all of Major League Baseball. That 1.33 earned run average, so impressive. But a 172 opponent batting average, and how about that on base plus slugging? Just keeping the ball in the yard, limiting the hard contact. And he's moving his fastball in and out, and mixing in those secondary pitches. And he has emerged as one of the top arms now in the game.
Yep, he is healthy. So 2-2. And Adam fights off a good pitch.
Take a look at the Mets defense behind Wheeler. Conforto, Jackson, and Nimmo. In the outfield here for the Mets, Reyes and McNeil turning two up the middle. Batista getting the start over at third base. Flores at first, with Plawecki once again doing the catching. Look at Batista, a couple nice running plays out right field last night. Showed off his arm. Slide him over to third base.
There's a base hit to left center field. The Orioles will get on the board. The R around third to score. Adam thinking two, and then he puts on the brakes. So VR with his aggressive base running, tagging, gets into scoring position, and Adam Jones delivers. So it's 2-1 here in the first.
Well, you like to see that. It's all about taking advantage of what's given. VR with the really good heads-up base running, and Adam Jones making an adjustment on the inside fastball. Wheeler trying to jam it in there a couple times, and Adam finally pulling the hands right across the belt buckle, finding enough of the bat, shoot it out there over the shortstop's head, not only for a knock, but picking up an RBI, and the Orioles right back in it.
And that brings up a hot-hitting Mark Trumbo. A little bit low, 1-0. Trumbo in his last 16 games, 5 home runs and 15 RBIs.
Now really leading the charge for this Oriole offense since the All-Star break. Much more productive. And Trumbo's swing much more efficient. Very short to the baseball. There you see the numbers. Boy, just taking off in the month of August. 350 at 5 home runs and 13 RBI. Slowly started picking things up in the month of July, but boy, has he been on fire. Just locked right in. Control of his lower half, seeing the baseball well.
Well, you saw Scott Coolball there, the hitting coach, and he and Trumbo have a tremendous rapport. They have their routines they do every day, and they stay consistent with it. And you'll often see, because Trumbo DHs most of the time, he'll play right field occasionally, but when he's not at bat, he's usually right next to Coolball on the bench.
Absolutely.
Talking during the game as well.
Well, he is a student of the game.
Well, elevating the pitch count here, still only 1 down. Wheeler has averaged about a strikeout per inning, so just a tick under 9 per game. And the 2-2 is fouled off.
Well, this is Wheeler's toughest inning as well. We talked about Bundy giving up some runs in the first inning. Well, Wheeler has got a 4.50 earned run average in the first inning, giving up 11 earned runs in 22 innings of work. Now 12.
And it's interesting that both these starters tonight have had first inning problems all year. 2-2 is lined to right field. That hangs for Nimmo, who gets in on it. And he has it for the out. Jones back to first, and 2 men down. Get a look at our PNC inside the numbers, and the Orioles, Mike, since the All-Star break, they have really been getting it done.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, tied for first with the multi-home run games. Big night last night where they hit 3 home runs, Davis, Beckham, and Jones. And there you see the 40 home runs. We talked about Trumbo leading the way with the 5 in the month of August. But man, oh man, Mancini's been hot. Beckham's picked up 4 home runs this month. And how about the runs? I mean, this is the Oriole way, right? I mean, driving in runs via the home run. This year the bats started off a little slow. We'll see what happens when they pick it up. Obviously more run production and more competitive games.
Swing and a miss at that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. So Mancini down in the count 0-1. Wheeler in his career is 28-29. So a game below 500. But he is finally healthy and a force.
Having a hard time right now getting ahead in counts. Orioles working some long at bats right now. Pitch count getting jacked up here in the first inning.
Mancini fouls back the 25th pitch this inning from Zach Wheeler. When you talk about quality starts, he, like Bundy, has 12 in his 22 starts, but his last 4 starts have all been quality starts.
Yeah, getting deeper into ball games. Out of his last 5, he's been up over 7 innings in 4 of the 5.
That's a good take, 2-2. Well, he was the hard luck pitcher in the game against Bundy and the Orioles at Citi Field on June the 6th. He pitched 7 shutout innings and ended up with a no decision. The Orioles won that game 1-0. Manny Machado got a sac fly in the top of the 8th when Bundy was still the pitcher of record, so Bundy got the win. Line drive, base hit right center field for Mancini. What an at-bat that was for Trey.
Man.
So Jones to second, Trey on at first with 2 men down.
Well, the Orioles ready to hit here in the first inning. Some real nice ABs working Wheeler. There, a good fastball down at the bottom of the zone, but stayed in the middle, and Mancini short to the baseball. How about as direct as you can get right there and staying tall. 109 miles an hour off the bat, shooting it right back through the box. And the Orioles keeping it going against Wheeler.
And the first inning visit from pitching coach Dave Island. This is probably as much to give Wheeler a bit of a breather.
Yeah, just slow it down a little bit. Dave Island brought over as the Mets pitching coach from Kansas City, where he had helped that team to the World Series as the pitching coach, and a lot of credit goes his way for actually getting Wheeler come up with that cutter and actually command it better. Wheeler's talked about Dave Island in the past as having a big impact on his success this year.
So that gets Chris Davis up with 2 on and 2 out. Chris had a multi-hit game last night, including a home run. Well, last night, both Chris Davis and Adam Jones homered in the same game. 43rd time that they have done so. Now, these are the Oriole marks since 1954. Manny Machado and Chris 36 times in the same game. Then Boog and Brooks 32 times. Boog and Frank 31. And Eddie and Cal 29 times homering in the same game. And Adam and Davis right now with that 43. That's the longest active streak.
Yeah, good to see. Obviously, a lot of time here in the Orioles uniform, and the Crusher leading all the baseball and home runs, and had a nice stretch of home run consistency.
Foul back. Our StatCast AI powered by AWS. There's the shift with Reyes the shortstop on the second base side, and here's the percentages where Davis has hit the ball on the ground, and that's why they haven't played that way.
Yeah, McNeil really pulled over up in Flores. 63% over there on that right side.
And the only reason Bautista is that close to third is if he strays any further, Jones will just take off. Wow, that was a good take.
Well, 98 miles an hour.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Got in on him in a hurry.
And that would have been all over the place there.
So 3-2, the runners will be off with the pitch. Wheeler trying to end this very long first inning. Here it comes, swinging a ground ball foul. In and out of the camera well.
Now, impressive velocity here in the first inning, 97, 98 miles an hour. And moving around pretty well. The Orioles definitely making him work. I mean, this is a very laborious first inning. 33 pitches thrown for Wheeler.
So the runners go on 3-2, and he got him with a high fastball. So Davis down on strike. The O's get 1. We head to the second. 2-1 New York. Acton today. PNC make today the day. Well, Rock Kabatko writing about Mark Trumbo playing through that pain in his right knee, and Steve Molesky and Adam Jones and Cedric Mullins, plus farm notes. A lot of good notes in that blog today. And look at Rock there. He's got that game story going, maybe the pre-games. And there's Amanda, who works in the Orioles public relations department, social media. And there was Jackie taking a picture of Rock on television. Wow, they got like a whole gang there.
Well, good to see Rock not eating a hot dog or something like he was the other day. But you got to eat to live, right?
He's a busy blogger. You know, he's got to get the food when he can. And that's too high. Bundy misses to Jose Bautista, who was just 2 for his last 15. No appeal. Wow. Looked like he might have gone. That's Manny Gonzalez at first base.
Pretty good slider right there.
Popped up to shallow right. Adam Jones will get in on it. And he's there for the out. 1 away. Don't forget, the Orioles are hosting the Yankees August 24th through the 26th. And for each game, fans are encouraged to bring any non-perishable food item or cash donation to the park, all to benefit the Maryland Food Bank as part of the 32nd annual Orioles Reach Food and Funds Drive, presented by Masson WJZ-TV and Pompeian Olive Oil. For tickets, just go online, Orioles.com. Lewicki fly ball to right. Adam will glide back on this one. 1 pitch. Lewicki retired and 2 men down.
Just what the doctor ordered here. A couple quick outs. After Bundy had to work through that first inning. Looks like Wheeler. Just kind of keeping your fingers crossed to try to keep that pitch count down and more manageable.
Well, 6 pitches to get 2 outs. Here's Jose Reyes batting 9th, and he swings at the first pitch. There's Nunez. And he's got it. And a 7-pitch, 3-up, 3-down inning for Dylan Bundy. How's that for a shutdown inning? Mid-second, 2-1 New York. $500 for being selected, and will win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit in the game tonight. Play Home Run Rich's scratch-offs and win up to $50,000, or enter those non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/homerun. Face painting.
Wow.
And the balloons. And the kids' corner very busy tonight here at Camden Yards. They did a great job with that, with the renovations.
Oh yeah,
they got the birdhouse out there.
Yeah, it's a fun place. Kids love it.
I understand you visited the birdhouse.
Yeah. Oh, it was awesome.
You and Gary and the bird.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we were right up there in the house. Yeah, a lot of excitement out there. Parents love it too. Got some nice seats out there. Place to get some refreshments. Watch the kids play.
Watch Mike Bordick play. Towards the middle, there's Reyes. He gloves it, he spins and throws, and safe at first base. Bang, bang at first, and Beckham applauds the call of Manny Gonzalez.
Pretty nice play right there by Reyes up the middle. Still got that athleticism. And Beckham just a hair faster here. Shooting one up the middle. Beckham's bat starting to come to life here in August. And Reyes with the athletic play. Little hop, short hop, and boom, boom. It's a bang, bang play. Probably get looked at. Reyes not wasting a lot of time. Get that ball in the throwing hand.
Ooh, I think he's out.
Wow.
From the heel of the glove, he was able to bounce it right to the first baseman, Wilmer Flores. This one has a chance to get reversed.
Yeah, it may. Impressive. That angle taking him up the middle. No time. Turn around and really face the infield.
Well, from that angle, it's hard to tell. It looked like his foot might have been on the bag before the glove closed. So the fans are reacting with their hearts. The Mets fans think he's out. Let's see here. Where's the foot? And, I think he's out from that angle.
Pretty close. Reyes saying the same thing. That's really close.
And he is out, so they reverse it. Nice play by Jose Reyes. And they did get it right. So a good challenge there from Mickey Callaway.
Well, it just once again proves a game of inches. And a nice recovery out there by Reyes. Didn't really catch it clean in the glove, but found a way to get a clean transfer and get it on its way to first base.
Here's Mullins, and he'll take low, and already the word is out that Cedric can bunt. And the Mets are defensing against that here. Up and away for ball two. Jose Bautista in on the grass. Flores was closer. Now he backs up a step. Out straight back.
Nice cut on the fastball. He's taking some fastballs with some good velocity on that inside corner and gotten him right out of there. Turning and burning on a couple here in the early going of his major league career. And jump him out again.
Ground ball, base hit the other way. Let's see if he tries for two. He's heading for second base. Here's the throw, head first slide, and he's in there with a double. Wow, he has electric speed. Unbelievable game-changing speed. And a ground ball double the other way.
Now fun to watch right here. Of course, sucking Bautista in to honor that bunt. He slaps the fastball away right by him. Not a lot of pace on that ground ball, so it dies down the left field line. And the good speed. Already 4 doubles this season.
Went into that slide a little early there. So he now has 7 hits in the big leagues and 4 are doubles. And Mullins has base hits now in 5 of the 6 games he has played. So here's Austin Wynns, a chance to get this game even. Austin is actually one of the Orioles' hottest hitters, but you don't hear a lot about it because he doesn't play every day. But he has hits in 7 straight games.
And we talked yesterday that had his debut and first major league hit against the Mets up at Citi Field.
Ground ball, that's foul. Wynns is making his 9th start since the All-Star break. Caleb has made 15 starts behind the plate since the All-Star break. And Buck Showalter was asked about wins before the game today. There's Caleb on the bench with Jace Peterson there. And he said, well, when you play well, you deserve to be in there. And he's playing well, so I got him in there.
That's it. Well, he is. He's shown patience at the plate. I love when he catches. It seems like every inning he's in there talking with the pitcher. So getting more familiar with the staff and understanding what the pitchers want to do in certain situations. He obviously has great ideas there as well. Learning from Caleb, John Russell.
That's chopped to third. Bautista waits on the hop and guns it across. Flores keeping the foot on. And 2 down, so Mullins cannot advance. Nice job there by Bautista. We invite you to join fellow students, alumni, and supporters for University Nights at Oriole Park. Fans purchasing a University Night ticket package will receive a unique Orioles cap featuring the participating school's colors and logos. Now, the caps are limited, so be sure to reserve your tickets now. Go online, Orioles.com/university.
Hey, how about that? Virginia Tech,
yep.
Yeah, University Night. Yeah, look at them all. You got the colors, the Oriole hats, and the Virginia Tech colors.
That's a great idea. That's a good looking hat.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
Here's VR. And there's a strike.
VR looking to put together another good at bat. Work the count 3-2. Start this ball game off, and then picked up a base hit. Also then the second base. Scored the run. Keep things going here. A little 2-out lightning.
One and one. See, Mullins has that protective mitten on his left hand for sliding to protect his fingers, especially his thumb. So many players have had to go on the DL. Head first slides into a base, and you tear the ligament in your thumb, and you're off to see the surgeon. 1-2 on the chop foul.
The crazy Ricky Henderson, the greatest base stealer of all time, went head first every time. Never ever had a hand problem.
Well, those fingers are tucked in there nicely. Not a lot of room to move with that.
No.
1-2 on VR. And it hit him. So VR will take first base. And Zach Wheeler does not have his usual good command here.
Yeah, here just yanking that breaking ball, catching VR in the front foot, and then it catches Plawecki back there as well, inside of the thigh. Everybody getting hurt on that breaking ball. Well, and now if you're an offensive player for the Orioles, you can file that breaking ball away. I mean, I don't think he's going to be throwing it until this, if he can potentially get in the middle of the ball game, but sit on the dead red and go to work.
VR, the 5th batter that Wheeler has hit this year, and here's Renato Nunez. 2 on and 2 down. Borderline pitch, and he took it all the way.
A lot of good command here. 49 pitches thrown already.
And ball 2 inside. In his first 11 starts, Wheeler went 2-4. In his last 11, he's gone 5-2. And as we mentioned, he's won his last 5 consecutive starts. There's a strike. When in doubt, just fire it in there at 97.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got some pretty good life on that fastball. You see it kind of moving through the zone there. And right now, just having a hard time harnessing that fastball. Starts off on the inside corner, and every pitch inside's working off the inner edge.
Ball 3.
Good time to stay behind the baseball right here. Yeah, gear up for that 3-1 heater. And let it go.
Mullins and VR, good speed out there, especially the lead runner Mullins. So 3-1 on Nunez. And he does get the fastball just a tad late and he fouls it back.
Yeah. Boy, all fastballs since that hitting VR and Plawecki with the breaking ball.
Runners will be on the move. 3-2 and 2 down. Gapper here could get 2 in. And the payoff pitch is pop foul. They'll do it again. VR was almost up Cedric Mullins' back, and Bautista pointed at him and he said, "That ball was in the upper deck foul. What are you doing?" I'm not sure what Jonathan said to him, but he did say something, and Bautista had a little bit of a smile. But he was trying to get such a good jump that I guess he didn't see where the ball went.
No.
They're on the move, and the 3-2 is swung on and bounced foul again. Kick save and a beauty.
Yeah, Batista's played long enough. He knows how to save the legs, right? A long 162 game season. Got to pick up the baseball. No one to shut it down. A lot of experience on the left side of this Mets infield right now. I mean, throwback day with Reyes at shortstop and Batista at third.
And the 3-2, he got him with a breaking ball. So Nunez was zoned in on that fastball and he chased it, and the inning ends. So 2 stranded for the O's. Nunez K's to end the second. And by Visit Annapolis. Create your moment at visitannapolis.org. And by American Standard. Find your local independent American Standard heating and air dealer at midatlanticcomfort.com. Fans enjoying their Wednesday night at the ballpark. There you go, Mike. The combo. The floppy hat and the Hawaiian shirt. Now that's a true fan. Here's a breaking ball for a strike.
Good.
In the American League All-Star jersey, Adam Jones All-Star jersey. Top of the lineup for the Mets, Nimmo Singleton scored in the first.
And Nimmo got a changeup from Bundy on the outside corner. Not a bad idea with the pitch, just elevated. Give him a chance to get on it.
Two get-me-over curves in the first 3 pitches.
Went through everything in the repertoire right there. Find out what Dylan wanted. And full advantage of this count. And great opportunity with this leadoff hitter.
.75 miles an hour. That'll upset your swing.
Yeah, nice try right there with the breaking ball. Just getting him out in front. Trying to pop a fastball in the top of the zone. Could play it right off the top of the break. Or maybe even freeze him inside.
And a base hit the other way. Just went with the pitch. Mancini will fire it back in. Nimmo can fly, and he slides in with a double and stays on the base. So Nimmo has a 2-hit night.
Pretty good piece of hitting right there. Bundy going down and away with the fastball. Not a terrible pitch, but with 2 strikes, Nimmo not doing too much, just slapping it the other way. And Mancini, a nice job getting to this baseball, but Nimmo, who flies even on a base on balls, hustling on into second base.
Holding that tag. Bobby Dickerson 101. So here's Jeff McNeil, who helped lead to a run. RBI single, or excuse me, hit and run to get Nimmo to third, where he scored on the sac fly. Jeff McNeil was having a good year in AAA, and he got the promotion. .19 home runs and 71 RBIs at AAA Las Vegas. And we are told that the Pacific Coast League is a hitter's league. But you still have to put your numbers up if you're going to get noticed, and he did.
Definitely a hitter's league. I hit .220 in that league when I played.
All of that, huh? That's impressive. Where was Oakland's AAA out there?
Tacoma.
Tacoma.
Yeah. Tacoma's a tough place to hit. I mean, always damp.
Breezy.
But, there are some hitters' ballparks for sure. Vegas, one of them.
Popped them up. VR and Beckham. Beckham says, I got it. And he does. The one down, Nimmo has to hold. As you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the Hold True moment later in tonight's game. Big out there for Bundy. The Orioles have had back-to-back starts of 7 innings. Alex Cobb on Sunday against Boston, and then last night Andrew Kashner, as Wilmer Flores comes up. He got the run in with a sac fly in the first inning, the first run for the Mets. And there's another get-me-over curve. It is the 4th time this year that Orioles starters have put together back-to-back starts of 7 innings, but they have not yet put 3 in a row together. There's Alex Cobb on the bench, Mark Schreiers. The last time the Orioles did that, throw back to second, and Nimmo easily back. Last year, July 31st through August the 2nd, Ubaldo Jimenez pitched the first game, 7 innings. Bundy pitched the middle game, and then Jeremy Hellickson, who really didn't have a good run with the Orioles, he pitched the third game. That's the last time. Wow. Last July 31st through August 2nd. It's fouled the other way. Now, part of that too is managers' decisions. Sometimes if the pitch count is elevated and you get to 6 1/3 and you have a matchup you prefer with a reliever, the manager will make the move, but you still have to pitch well enough to get to that 7th inning.
Absolutely. And a lot of times, Buck, chooses whether or not to keep a pitcher in. If he's had some tough innings, you know, those innings that really make a pitcher think and work. Get a lot of base runners. Cobb, a gem a couple days ago. Cashner backing it right up. Boy, did he throw a good game last night.
And that gives you hope for the rotation looking ahead to next year. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swinging a ball hit past the mound. This is going to be a tough play. Beckham not in time. There's an infield hit on a swinging bunt. Boy, that is the second base hit off Bundy tonight. One a doink, and now a swinging bunt. First and third and one down.
Yeah, some weak contact hurting Bundy right now, keeping this inning going. Another pretty good pitch. A slider that Flores just reaching out for, putting it in play. And we talk all the time, good things happen. You put the ball in play. Yeah, it might not be the hardest hit ball, but it forces the pitcher to throw more pitches, put some pressure on the defense. And now a first and third situation with just the one out.
And the Mets with a chance to add to their lead. Here's Conforto. And a strike.
Not that number. Average exit velocity for Conforto in August, 95.4. Of course, Bundy's been barreled quite a few times this season.
Slices out of play, so Bundy gets ahead 0-2. Dillon has struck out 2. He could sure use a strikeout here. Conforto seen Bundy for only a 4th at bat. He's 0 for 3. Called strike 3, hits the outside corner. What a sequence there, and he strikes out Conforto, 2 down.
Yeah, dropping the breaking ball in there, the slider. Wynn's wanting it more down and in, stays on the plate, but completely fooling Conforto. And that is all over the dish. A big second out for Bundy.
Bundy's had that gnat flying by saying, get out of here. On the warm night. No ground outs. And the fly ball pitcher holding true to form. He's either been able to pick up an out in the air or a strikeout. Here's Frazier. There's a strike. Who had one of the weakest base hits you're ever going to see, but it counts.
You get that right. Yeah, Bundy threw a nasty slider that he just reached out. Backside went one way, bat head goes the other way, and just found enough of that bat head to pick up a knock with an RBI. Bundy just spinning out of his delivery there. Nice fastball to start this AB. Painting that outside corner. Wynn's calling for the heater inside. And just spinning away from it.
And he popped them up. VR and Jones. And Jones says, no, Jonathan, I'm going to take this after VR tried to call him off. Mets strand 2, mid-third, 2-1 New York. Players Association, the Alumni Association, presented Adam Jones with his 2018 Orioles Heart and Hustle Award. The esteemed award voted on by alumni players, honoring active players who demonstrate a passion for the game of baseball and best embody the values, spirit, and tradition of the game. It is Adam's sixth, and he's there with his wife, Audie, and his sons, August and Axel, to receive the award. And Mr. Bordick dressing up for the occasion.
Yeah,
part of the baseball alumni.
I'll tell you, quite an honor. Obviously, Adam Jones means so much to the Orioles in this community. You know, what he's done on the field obviously speaks for itself. The Gold Gloves, the All-Star appearances, but things he does in the community really shows what he's all about.
Pops up the first pitch. There's Wilmer Flores, one away. Well, it's his sixth, and he's won the award 5 straight years.
Right.
Beginning in 2014. And much deserved. Wheeler's going to love that. It took him 56 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. Here's Trumbo. And then a strike. Skipper with Andrew Kashner.
Kashner had it working last night, didn't he? Man, all of his pitches came out just blazing. Great location. Good velocity on the fastball.
Well, it's encouraging for the Orioles that he's turned it around. Alex Cobb has turned it around. Towards the middle, and right there is McNeil, the second baseman. Kind of played perfectly in the shift. And 2 down here in the Oriole third inning. Don't forget, the Oakland Athletics, one of the great stories in baseball, are here at Camden Yards September 11th through the 13th. And on Thursday, September 13th, all fans receive an Orioles This is Birdland t-shirt. For your tickets, just go online, Orioles.com. The 2 down. Here's Mancini as we look down from high above. Mancini with a single his first at bat. He's now 11 for his last 31. Trending the right way.
Absolutely. Really swinging the bat well. One of the articles I read, he just feels like he's staying on that backside a little bit better. Now, he has a tall approach, you know, when he addresses the plate, basically standing straight up and down. But you still have to get some weight back, and there has to be a little bit of a transfer in your weight. Mancini was just kind of falling forward early in the year.
Breaking ball and a lazy fly ball to Austin Jackson, and Zach Wheeler has a 3 up, 3 down, 7-pitch third inning, 2-1 New York. RAV4 Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Park your bike at the ballpark. There's another bicycle event coming up when the Yankees are here next weekend. As the O's and Mets get together, the Orioles will play the New York teams more often. Birds are 9-6 against New York.
Yes.
6-6 against the Yankees, 3-0 against the Mets. Check swing and he fouled it off, so Austin Jackson down in the count.
So we found the bright spot. Playing the New York teams.
Well, the Orioles are a big part of the race. They haven't fared very well at all against the Red Sox, and they're 6-6 against the Yankees. Yeah. Right field will chase Adam back. That ball's hit really well and all the way to the wall. Austin Jackson thinking three. He'll make the turn, head towards third base, and he slides in with a triple. That ball just kept on carrying.
Yeah, it did. Boy, he got behind it. Bundy got him earlier with the big punch out, and here he hammers this ball, gets Adam Jones on the run and beats him deep. Short hop on the wall out there, and then the good speed hustling on into third base.
So runner at third. His first triple of the year. We got a chance for Bautista, who will bat with the infield drawn in. Jose flied out his first at bat. A fly ball here gets a run in. Line drive right center field. Adam Jones won't be able to get there. Mullins cuts in front. There's an RBI single as Jackson comes in to score. So Bautista goes the opposite way, and the Mets now with a 3-1 lead.
Bautista getting a pitch he can handle, and veteran hitter thinking about the big part of the field. Didn't crush this ball, but finding some outfield grass, and of course picking up the RBI with that leadoff triple.
So 3-1 Mets. Still nobody out. Kevin Plawecki. And strike. Plawecki out of the Big Ten. He played in college at Purdue. Double play ball. Beckham to VR and back to first. 6-4-3 and 2 down. That's only the 11th double play thrown by Bundy on the year. Our PNC Minor League Insights brought to you by PNC. There's no better time to act than today. PNC make today the day. And what don't you like about Keegan Aiken?
Right, yeah, second round pick back in 2016, just 23 years old, and he is dealing this year, leading the Eastern League in wins. How about the earned run average at 292 and strikeouts 129? Folks, that's the Triple Crown right there. And that young man doing some damage pitching in the Eastern League.
He was drafted out of college. Don't know if he'll be a call-up or not. He's not on the roster yet, but someone to look at for next year for spring training. Jose Reyes hits one right down the line into the corner. Adam Jones after it. Reyes is thinking three. That ball disappears in the corner. And the second triple in this inning as Reyes hits it right down the line.
Well, Reyes can still move. Of course, you hit it in that on that right field line. Chance for it to get hung up down where the garage door is, and that's exactly what this ball does. Kicks around. As soon as he sees it disappear into the corner, he turns on the Jets. Second triple of this ball game. Picked up a triple yesterday as well. And Dylan Bundy showing the frustration.
So the Mets have 2 triples in this inning, and they have 3 in the series, and Roger McDowell out for a chat. So the double play very beneficial, but now there's a runner at third with 2 down.
And Nimmo having a good night off Bundy so far. A couple hits. Find a way to keep him off the bags.
Home plate umpire John Lipka out there to break it up, but he let McDowell continue the conversation very nicely. So here is Nimmo, who, as Mike said, is 2 for 2 tonight. So the Mets tripling up their pleasure here. They had 1 triple in their prior 24 games coming into the series. They have 3 in the 2 games here.
Man.
Last night, Nimmo had a triple to right field. So Reyes at third, Nimmo at the plate. It's a big run out there. And a strike. The Mets, like the Orioles, will certainly be making changes for next year. But the one difference is they have veterans who are injured who are coming back. Yoenis Cespedes probably will be back by June. He had that heel surgery. Jay Bruce is on the DL. He's now beginning to rehab, and they're actually hoping David Wright comes back.
Yeah.
The one thing they have is the big 3. They have DeGrom, they have Syndergaard, and now they have Wheeler. And the starting pitching can keep you in games. So with the younger players gaining all this experience, like Nimmo, of course Conforto's been a regular already, they can retool.
Look at DeGrom right there.
There's Syndergaard. Thor.
Yeah.
1-2 on Nimmo. Line drive, base hit down the right field line. Again, it heads it to the corner. Nimmo to second as Reyes scores, and there's an RBI double. It is a 4-hit inning against Dylan Bundy, and the Mets now with a 4-1 lead.
Man. Well, Bundy feeling good. Trying to get that fastball in under the hands. He got in there for strike 2, but Nimmo rushing him out. Fastball staying on too much of the plate. Back-to-back doubles there for Nimmo. A 3-hit night so far.
So Nimmo now has 43 extra base hits with his 2 doubles here tonight. And he's in scoring position for McNeil. Nimmo now with 9 3-hit games this year, and he's at second base for McNeil. Evan Phillips begins to get loose. Swing and a miss. Well, the month of August has not been kind to Bundy. 0-1 with a no decision, but in his first 2 starts this month, 10 runs, 8 earned in 11 innings, and he's allowed 4 earned runs here tonight in 3 2/3.
Good fastball right there for Dylan Bundy. How about we talked about this in the open, just the spin rate, and last season we really pumped up Dylan Bundy with his 4-seam fastball, the spin rate. Now look at that, 2,485 rounds per minute, and that was 4th with the fastball. And this year that spin rate's come down a little bit. Now Bundy's still in the top, you can see there, ranks 10th for spin rate with his fastball, 92-mile-an-hour fastball, but it's come down a little bit. We'll talk more about it, I guess, the next inning, but it really has an impact on pitches.
So Bundy gets out of it. The Mets get 2. We head to the bottom of the 4th, 4-1 New York. Maryland State Flag T-shirt night. Well, the Orioles have some work to do against Zach Wheeler.
They got to get some pressure on him like they did the first couple innings. Really made him work. Got that pitch count up. And then all of a sudden, a real quick inning. Kind of settled him back in.
Davis rips it to the corner. And that's fair for a base hit. It deflects off the wall, and Davis puts on the brakes. So he hit it too hard. Came right back to Nimmo. It's a long single.
A nice way to start the inning off. Take a look. Like to have seen this one elevated. And he hammers it one hop up off the wall and comes right into Nimmo's hands. Holding him right there at first base.
Here's Tim Beckham. Rounded out his first at bat. Initially it was ruled an infield hit, but then the Mets challenged and it was overturned. And a swing and a miss. Our Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers, and Tim Beckham loves the summer.
Yeah, definitely starting to heat up. You see the numbers March through July, that 241 batting average, 210 with runners in scoring position. But August and September, boy, does he heat up. 277 overall batting average, 308 with runners in scoring position. Home runs getting up there as well. Better numbers for sure, and I don't think Oriole fans forget what he did last August. He hit 394 when he signed with the Orioles last August. Had 50 hits in the month, 10 doubles and 6 home runs. I was hoping he'll put together a month like that again.
And a good take, 2-1.
He has been hitting long ball too. 4 home runs this month, but how about 5 of his 8 home runs with runners on base? Something the Orioles have had a hard time doing. Those runners on and driving them in.
Well, the Orioles last night, they won the game 6-3, and on the appeal he did not go. And they got 4 of the 6 runs against the bullpen, and that's what you got to do against the Mets. Their bullpen is 13th out of the 15 National League teams with a 4.85 ERA. Cashner benefited from that late run support as he was able to get the win. But Wheeler obviously isn't on his game tonight, but he still held the Orioles to a run. So if you can keep elevating that pitch count and force the Mets to go to the bullpen, you might have a chance to chip back in it.
Yeah, you got that right. Get him out of here. 50 pitches in the first 2 innings.
The full count, Davis doesn't go, and it's inside, ball 4. That's a really good at bat for Beckham. That's a fascinating game, Mike. When you see hitters begin to have more success at the plate, all of a sudden their approach changes and their batting eye improves.
Right.
It's amazing.
Well, they just they're able to discipline their strike zone better, and typically it's just limiting the head movement. Not a lot of diving after the baseball, trying to get things done right away, showing some patience, letting the ball travel, much like Trumbo has been doing.
And as always, he's right next to Scott Coolball. Here's Mullins, 2 on and nobody out. Cedric, a ground ball double down the left field line. He hit it inside the bag at third. Bautista this time is a bit closer to the bag. Oh, good hack down in the count, 0-2. Wheeler's 28. When he hit 15 years old, when he was in high school rather, in Dallas, Georgia, he had a growth spurt and he went boom up to 6'4" as a junior in high school. Here's the 0-2 pitch, popped up. Catcher Plawecki coming back. Pierce to have a play, and he's got it. So Mullins retired, and one away. Runners have to hold. For every Orioles walk, CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Light the Night Walk. The O's have drawn 333 walks for a total of $16,650. CareFirst encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and a more active lifestyle. Here's Austin Wins. Bounced out to Bautista third, his first at bat.
Wheeler having a hard time commanding his secondary pitches, I'll tell you. And then all of a sudden the fastball starts flying all over the place. Seems like when he's aggressive with that heater and gets strike one, things tend to fall into place a little bit. And starting hitters out with some cutters here in the fourth inning.
Why would you need a cutter if you throw 98? Just for the movement?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, pitchers want movement. He's got a lot of life on his fastball. I don't even know why he messes around too much with the other pitches, but that fastball seems like it's got some pretty good life.
Ground ball right to Bautista. Bobbles a bit, second for one, back to first at a double play. So Wheeler gets the 5-4-3 that ends the inning. Through 4, New York in front.
Triple. Yeah, Bundy having a hard time with some of the command here in the early going, and the Mets making him pay. Batista with a bloop single, the drive in one, and the triples keep coming. Reyes whistling one down the right field line. This team hit a triple yesterday. Yeah, it was Nimmo who whistles a double right here down the right field line. That fastball just not getting in on Nimmo there. 4 hits in the fourth and a couple more runs to make it 4-1. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
So Bundy back to work as we head to the 5th. Here's Flores to lead off. Bouncer to short. Beckham the first. 1 pitch, 1 down.
I'd like to see that. Good low fastball to start the inning off. Just the 1 pitch. A hard time there in the 4th inning. The 3 extra base hits.
Their scouting report must suggest that you're going to get a pretty good pitch to hit on the first pitch, because quite a few of these hitters are swinging at that. There you go again. Back-to-back first pitches. Wins, runs out of room.
Well, you know, Dylan, Bundy wants to get ahead, and I think that's the key right there. Hitters sense that. And a lot of times that first pitch is the pitch to get on.
Breaking ball for a strike.
And we're talking about Bundy's spin rate, and it might not be a huge difference. I know Dylan's been beat up this year. He had a groin problem, and then of course the ankle problem. And I firmly believe that if Dylan Bundy doesn't feel completely healthy, that he's not going to tell anybody anyway. He's just going to take the ball and go out and do what he can do. And they're a nice breaking ball to get Conforto. Take a look at this. Wynn's calling for it on the ground. Bundy executing. Nice quick second out right there for Dylan Bundy. I like to see that. But you know, we hyped Bundy's fastball up last season because it was never really an overpowering fastball. After the draft, the velocity started falling after some numerous arm problems, and of course a shoulder injury. You just never know what's going to happen with a pitcher's fastball.
Left field, that chases Mancini, and he leaps and it's gone in the first row. So Frazier hits it out. He has a 2-hit, 2 RBI game, and it's 5-1 New York. Another first pitch.
And unfortunately, another home run against Dylan Bundy. Now, when you talk about the fastball and the velocity, especially at the top of the zone where Bundy can get so many weak fly ball outs or even punch outs up there at the top of the zone, take a look right here. Fastball staying up inner third, and Frazier just clears that front side and gets enough of the bat head. I mean, this ball isn't covered completely, but you see just out of the reach of Trey Mancini for the solo shot.
So Bundy, who leads the major leagues, now 30 home runs allowed, has allowed a home run in 7 consecutive starts. This one sliced to right. Adam Jones runs it down, and that'll end the inning. So 7-pitch inning as the Mets are going early, but they add a run. Frazier goes deep. 5-1 Mets as we head to the bottom of the 5th. We set you up for a comeback. And by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, Maryland's largest writer of workers' compensation insurance. Fans enjoying their night at Camden Yards out there on Utah Street and in Legends Park. Fans love the standing room areas out there behind the bullpens. Of course, the flag court, very popular. Center field roof deck.
Yeah, it's nice out there. I mean, all kinds of things keep you busy too, right? Out on Utah Street.
Yeah. Go say hi to Boog. Ball won the VR, leading off in the 5th. Wheeler looking for his 8th win of the year and his 6th consecutive win.
Good change up right there.
At 87.
Yeah, hasn't thrown it too often.
Well, the Mets had no choice but to be patient with Wheeler because of the injuries. Come down with the Tommy John surgery, and then the recovery from that. He had a few setbacks. He had some forearm issues unrelated to the elbow, but he still had them. Very similar to Dylan Bundy, who had the Tommy John surgery, and then, as you mentioned, came up with a shoulder issue.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't seem to have affected his velocity at all.
Well, they are having a stubborn at bat.
Had a real tough one to start the ball game off. Ended up picking up a base hit and coming around to score. Orioles would love him to start this inning off getting on base. Find a way to get back on Wheeler. Had some pressure on him first 2 innings. And came in with that 1 run.
It's bouncing McNeil at second. He'll play the nice charity hop. So VR retired and one away here in the Oriole 5th. The Orioles invite fans to step into the ring and enjoy WWE Birdland Mania right here at Oriole Park on Wednesday, September 19th with the Blue Jays in town. Choose between 2 special ticket packages with both options including a Birdland Mania bobblehead. You want to add that to your collection. There's a fan.
I'll say.
Birdland Mania right there. Nunez struck out his last at bat with runners at second and third. It was a 3-2 pitch, and he had fouled off back-to-back fastballs, so Wheeler came in with a slider. And it broke about 3 feet outside, and Nunez still went after it because he was looking fastball.
Yeah, threw him all fastballs, and yeah, worked that count to 3-2, fouled off a couple, and then finally Wheeler flipped in the breaking ball. And Nunez had already sold out on the heater.
And he got him off speed. Wiki has to fire to first. 2 down on strikeout number 3.
Oh, and slow breaking ball there. Haven't seen a lot of this pitch in the ball game. Seems like he's just trying to fight the command with the fastball. And gets ahead with that slow breaking ball. Gets ahead with a couple heaters, and the slow breaking ball that got him on that 3-2 count. The at bat prior gets him again.
Perfect night for baseball at Camden Yards. Adam Watt out of 2 with an RBI single in the first inning. Ball 1. Well, of course, in the major leagues, you see so many more right-handed pitchers, but here's the slugging percentage difference for Adam in his career. Right-handed batters facing the righties or lefties, and Adam has swung better against the right-handed pitching.
Yeah, definitely more home runs, obviously. Yeah, that's right-handers, and pretty big difference right there. And that's the biggest difference among active right-handed hitters. Mike Trout was surprised with that number as well. Adam Jones definitely see more righties, and just a better look at the breaking ball from the right side. Adam Jones had some good years against lefties, and it's a little bit more inconsistent in that regard. But like this year, 11 home runs against right-handed pitchers and only 2 against the lefties.
There's a 2-out walk. Second free pass issued by Wheeler.
Adam not the easiest guy to walk.
Come on now, he's closing in on 20. That's his 19th walk.
Yeah, good timing for it. Trumbo behind you. Pop one out of here and get right back into this game.
Trumbo hitless on the night. You know, in a gamer like Trumbo, he's going to be out there if he can, but you wonder how much that sore right knee is affecting him, because you point out all the time when it's the back leg as a hitter that it's important. He's now 3 for 14 on the homestand. There's a bouncer to short. Reyes plays it, and the force at second base and Adam Jones, and that'll do it. We're through 5 at Camden Yards. Wheeler and the Mets in front. We'll get the start against Carlos Carrasco. Our coverage on MASN begins at 6:30 with those extra presented by Ford, and then game coverage at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN. Then we head to the 6th. Bundy back to work. He had a 7-pitch inning in the 5th, but did allow a run on the Frazier home run. Bautista, an RBI single his last at bat, 1 out of 2. Seven of the 9 Met hitters have base hits. Only Plawecki, the catcher, and Conforto, the left fielder, are hitless. Bautista right on top of that plate. Real good off-speed pitch.
Yeah, nice breaking ball. Good finish on the breaking ball, and I think that's the most important thing. The breaking ball here, it shows it gets to the peak there, and then that's when it decides to make its move. And we talk about spin rate. Bundy's got a good one on the slider. Really snaps it down there. And a big punch out. Bautista just walking back to the dugout. Back-to-back sliders for Bundy. Couple nice pitches. Well executed. Ooh. That was his best one of the game right there.
And Bautista kicked it.
Yeah, looks like a fastball. Take a look here. I mean, that's a fastball right until the bitter end. I mean, it makes its move just out in front of home plate. I mean, pretty impressive stuff right there from Bundy. Big strikeout. And you see that slider. Well, it's hitting just 154 on that pitch. It has been a money pitch all season long for Bundy.
And he hits Plawecki. So he'll take first base. Sixth batter he has hit on the year.
Plawecki not the guy he wants to hit, but just trying to get that fastball in there.
Jose Reyes tripled and scored in the fourth, getting a start tonight. Veteran back with the Mets, where it all began for him. Another first ball swing. Tanner Scott now beginning to get loose. Reyes was with the Mets from 2003 until 2011, and he's in his third season now in his second tour with the Mets. He left New York for a huge free agent contract with Miami. Miami then traded him to Colorado, or excuse me, to Toronto. Toronto then traded him to Colorado, and now back with the Mets. 35 years old, his 16th big league season. Left center field, that'll chase Cedric Mullins towards the wall. He has it go off the glove, and he bangs into the wall. And Mancini there to pick it up. He got to it, he just didn't hold on.
Man, nice effort right there by Mullins. Covered a lot of ground. That ball was going to go off the wall, and next thing you know, Mullins' glove right there in the way and almost sticks. See, the last second reaches up, and just at the end takes his eye off the ball to try to pick up the wall. He picked up the wall all right, but without the baseball. Nice effort, but that split second at the end where he took his eye off the ball cost him right there. And it cost Bundy. There's runners on second and third. Hit hard, boy. Lucky he's walking back out to center field.
Adam Jones talking to Mullins. And here comes Buck as Wings was sent out to stall for Tanner Scott. Back-to-back lefty hitters coming up here. And second and third and only one down. So Bundy will go 5 1/3, and he exits on the short end of a 5-1 score. Tanner Scott coming on in the sixth.
Two runs, but Bundy settled in and got a couple punch outs in that first inning. And a couple nasty pitches with his breaking ball, but really fought through the command problems that we had been talking about. How about that 11 hits? This year he's given up 11 hits. This is his third time now, tying a career high, giving up the 5 earned runs. And of course, one of those earned runs came on his 30th home run. It's time for the pitching change. Quick pitching change, just like a Jiffy Lube signature service oil change, in and out fast, and you never need an appointment. Tanner Scott into the ball game, 37th appearance, 5.89 earned run average, but a big arm, 54 punch outs in 36 and 2/3 innings of work.
And he gets ahead of Brandon Nimmo with a slider.
Gonna be tough on the lefty. You see the lefty's batting average at 212. Righty's getting on Scott at a 321 clip. But the nasty slider and power fastball controlling the lefties. The inherited runner stranded. That number will get better with more experience. A little bit low end at 64%. Got to keep these runners out there.
Slider misses upstairs. Nimmo's had a perfect night. Tanner Scott facing these Mets hitters for a first time, so it's all on scouting reports. Another slider.
He's had a pretty darn good little series here. He was only able to get him out one time. His first at bat of the series. A couple hits and a walk in yesterday's ball game. One of them was a triple. A couple doubles here tonight.
Yeah, he has 5 straight hits. Bundy dejected on the bench. Line to left field, and that's going to be it for a base hit. Mancini into a dive, and it gets by him. 2 runs will score. Nimmo's thinking 3, and he is heading to third, and he'll have another triple. Ball gets away from Beckham on the exchange, and Nunez runs it down. So he got behind and just went with it.
Yeah, sure did. He's shown in this series he can use the whole field and really take what's given. And just staying on the fastball here and slapping it the other way. Mancini laying out, and unfortunately you understand the want there with the effort. But another triple here. 3 triples tonight for the Mets. And they keep it coming.
And here is Jeff McNeil. So on a 1-2 pitch, a 2-run triple. Fastball misses upstairs. Well, those runs will be charged to Bundy, and the runner at third now is Scott's responsibility. Scott has allowed runs in 3 of his last 5 appearances. Breaking ball blooped the other way, and that'll fall foul, unfortunately so. So Nimmo at third, his 3rd career 4-hit game, which ties a career high. And he now has base hits in 6 consecutive at-bats. Infield drawn in. Orioles now trail by 6. Swing, and he didn't go.
Good try with the slider. Tanner Scott.
All 3, that one misses badly. Tanner last worked on Sunday. Just a 1/3 of an inning, came on, faced 1 batter, got the out. He allowed a run in an inning and 2/3 on Friday night against the Mets. And that's ball 4, and it gets away from Wins, and here comes Nimmo. So it's now 8-1 New York. A walk and a wild pitch.
Scott falling behind, and command had been a an issue for Tanner Scott in the minor leagues. Seemed to kind of harness the command and losing it right here. Actually, Austin, I should have felt like he should have blocked that one. He was a little surprised on a 3-1 fastball, eating the dirt right there.
Flores, first ball swinging, pops it up. That'll be a souvenir. Still only one down here in the 6th. Evan Phillips for a second time begins to get loose. Alan Mills giving some direction out there. Center field, that's an easy play for Mullins. And 2 down as McNeil gets back to first. On August 17th, join us for O's Zone Trivia Night presented by Budweiser from 5 until 7 p.m. at Frank and Nick's West End Grill in Baltimore, featuring Orioles pitcher, former Orioles pitcher John Parrish and the Oriole Bird. For the complete schedule and more information, visit Orioles.com/trivia. Two down, here's Conforto.
Conforto having a rough night tonight. 3 punch outs already.
Well, after Conforto, there are 5 consecutive right-handed batters. Although Reyes at the bottom of the lineup is a switch hitter, but he would bat right against Tanner Scott. So if Conforto gets on, as Bundy looks on from the bench, I'm sure we'll get Phillips to face Todd Frazier. Reno.
Get back in the zone here.
And a strike on the corner, 3-1.
Good heater.
And it's outside, ball 4. So that'll push McNeil to second with 2 down. And 2 down in the inning with 2 men on. And here comes Buck Showalter. A tough outing for Tanner Scott. Buck always talks about it. It's 2 steps forward, a step back, and he allowed 2 runs to score plus 1 on his own. Here comes Phillips in the 6th.
of a sudden racked up 8 runs against the Orioles, 9.31 earned run average. That jumped up big time in his last appearance against the Red Sox. He gave up 4 earned runs in just an inning and a third. Opponent's hitting just .216 though. Command's been a problem for Phillips right now, so you got to get in attack mode here. See the ground ball percentage at 52 though, so stay in the strike zone, keep it on the ground, keep this defense busy, and be out of this inning in a hurry.
So he inherits 2 on. McNeil's at second, Conforto at first, and here is Todd Frazier. And a foul ball. Well, of course, Evan Phillips was born in Salisbury and grew up an Orioles fan. There he is as a youngster with his dad and Orioles gear on, of course, Orioles uniform and the Orioles t-shirt. His favorite player was Cal Ripken. Then the family moved to North Carolina, and he went to Clayton High School in North Carolina, the same high school that Chris Archer attended.
Oh, wow.
So back in his native state, pitching for the hometown team. He had a rough Friday night, an inning and a third against Boston. He'll have 4 earned runs on a couple of hits. He also walked a batter. Pitchers row down there, a couple of dejected pitchers.
Yeah, tough night tonight.
Dan Duquette was talking the other day about the new relievers out there, and Phillips is one, of course. Cody Carroll another. Phillips came from the Braves and Carroll came from the Yankees in the Britton trade, and he said they have good stuff. What he's observing is they're just trying too hard. They're trying to show everybody that they belong here, that the trade was justified, and they're not pitching their normal game.
Yeah, good fastball right there. Yeah, it's tough for sure. I mean, new to the organization, it's a completely new look bullpen. I mean, so everybody's out there really kind of trying to figure out what their roles are. So Buck's putting them in different situations, kind of testing them, and they handle the pressure situations at the end of the ball game. So everybody's really being evaluated. Nobody's stepping up and taking it, but it's all really a test right now. I mean, you're going to set up your bullpen for next year, and this is the proving grounds right here. Somebody's really got to take the bull by the horns. If you can't get it done in the next couple months, showing what you got, and unfortunately you might have to keep trying to get it done in the minor leagues, because this is a great opportunity really for every player in the chance right here with the Orioles. You know, there'll be a few more in September as well, just to show the manager what you have, and at times down the stretch, if you're out of it, it's easier to play. So you should really be able to relax and play some good baseball.
Runners go on 3-2, and it's fouled off. Ooh, look out. Len Sherlock, the third base coach.
Showing the quick reactions right there. Looked up to get out of the way. It was close, he says.
So he's a little further back now. Center field, Mullins back, still going back. It's over his head and off the wall, and 2 more runs are going to score. There's a 2-run double for Todd Frazier, who's having some kind of a night. He now has 4 RBIs, and the Mets blow it open here in the 6th.
Boy, they just keep racking up the extra base hits. Frazier already with a home run tonight, and a couple runners on base, and he gets a slider that stays on the plate, and he just goes out and gets it. That front side kind of collapsed a little bit, but he kept the bat head through the strike zone, squares it up, and drives a double off the wall, and picking up a couple more stakes.
4 RBI night for Todd Frazier, who is now a triple shy of the cycle. Maybe he can borrow one from one of his teammates. Let's have 3.
Yeah, Nimmo, another one of the hitters, got a shot at the cycle.
Austin Jackson, the 9th Met to come up here in the 6th inning. Bullpen activity for the Mets. There's Jerry Blevins, the veteran left-handed reliever. Two and one. Well, the 2 walks by Tanner Scott this inning have scored. He allowed 3 runs plus the 2 inherited runners to score. And the Mets put a 10 spot up there.
Phillips showing a good fastball velocity. He's got to get that slider in the right location. Got definitely enough tilt. But, had a hard time getting it on that outside corner, getting it down low, pushing it into the dirt.
Fouls it straight back to stay alive. Jackson, one of the 3 triples in this game for the Mets. First time they've had a 3 triple game since July of 2009. That's how rare that is. 9 years ago. Ball 3. So Phillips about to make a 7th pitch to Austin Jackson. And he just did get a piece.
Well, good movement down at the bottom of the zone.
Mets have now out-hit the Orioles 13-5. And ball 4, so the inning continues.
Yeah, these walks are killers, huh? Tanner Scott, a couple walks, both of them score. Oh, another walk in a long inning. Orioles pitchers.
So Bundy, Scott, and Phillips have now combined to throw 40 pitches this inning, and it's still not over. Here's Bautista, who began the inning. Knocked down by Wins. And McDowell out for a chat.
Well, frustrating for sure. Buck Showalter, Roger McDowell, young arms brought over. Break him in here at the major league level. And McDowell, I don't know that he's talking a lot of mechanics out there other than just settle down. Trust your stuff. Stay aggressive in the zone with it. Reach out in front. Don't give him too much credit. Just execute.
And I think that's what we are seeing with some of these relievers who came over in the trades. Is my stuff good enough to play here? Obviously they believe it is, but when you get on the mound,
right, and somebody hits what you think is one of your better pitches, and all of a sudden you get scared out of the zone. Really good movement down at the bottom of the zone. Not a lot hitters can do with it anyway.
Upstairs 2-0. Upstairs. And Buck again on the phone to the bullpen. 4-pitch walk in the last 2, not even close. So Phillips has faced 3 batters, a double and 2 walks. And there is Sean Gilmartin beginning to get loose. We're going to have a pinch runner now for Bautista. Jack Reinheimer comes on.
Well, Phillips just 1 pitch, really. I mean, you got to simplify it in your head. 1 pitch away from getting back into the dugout, getting out of this inning.
Plawecki, who was hit by Bundy, almost got hit again. And Phillips cannot find the strike zone.
Yeah, there's no feel right now for anything. He lost the fastball command, the slider.
Well, it's got to be tough. He's trying to impress. He's struggling. Can't find the zone, and it's in your head. And you're thinking about the prior pitch.
Yeah, that's really where it is. Most of the time between the ears. A lot of times if it's mechanical, the catcher will be able to pick something up and say, hey, make sure you stay closed just a hair longer. But you got to believe it's just in his head right now. It's forcing the issue.
And 2-1 on Plawecki. That ball is crushed. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a grand slam. Kevin Plawecki with a grand slam, and the Mets are having all kinds of fun now here at Camden Yards. It is now 14-1 New York.
Well, Buck's seen enough of that. Almost like a get me over fastball. Finally found the strike zone, tried to back it up. Only 92 miles an hour. Center and up. And Plawecki is having a hard, struggling offensive year. Gets into one. Big grand slam right there.
First career grand slam for Plawecki.
Giving up that grand slam, a couple walks. Gilmartin trying to find this elusive third out here in the 6th inning. Opponent's hitting .333 off Gilmartin. Still early on here. Not an overpowering lefty. Just looking for some soft contact and a third out.
Well, Plawecki, first career grand slam. Reyes will bat right-handed, fouls it back this way, just beneath us. So Gil Martin on for his second appearance with the Orioles, and he is facing the team he broke in with in the big leagues in 2015. Oh, 0-2. Gil Martin drafted by the Braves in 2011, a first-round pick. Then he was traded to Minnesota. The Mets took him from Minnesota in the Rule 5 draft for the 2015 season. And he spent parts of 3 seasons with the Mets. 0-2 pitch is swung on and lifted down the line towards the corner. And that ball is foul. As he hooked a breaking ball.
Yeah, good pitch right there. And seems like now every time the Mets put something on the baseball, it's either going to be an extra base hit or a home run, something. And that one hanging on. Nice pitch by Gil Martin. He's just reaching out and almost picked up extra bases.
Reyes is the 12th Met to bat in the 6th inning. Gil Martin made his Orioles debut in the day game on Saturday, day-night doubleheader. He walked a couple, allowed 3 hits, and allowed 1 run in 2 1/3. Had a nice chat with him yesterday. He's happy to be here. He's certainly not a younger prospect, but he's still only 28 years old. And it helps that he's left-handed.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. He's got the magic finding outs out there. I mean, Blyer doesn't really throw hard either, but he can roll them over.
And Beckham's going to go out and get this one, and the inning is finally over. A Ram Due-Up's brought to you by Ram Trucks. Experience the power and toughness of Ram at your local dealer, or log on to ramtrucks.com to get to work. Guts, glory, Ram. Well, the Mets with a 9-run top of the 6th, and they did all that on just 4 hits. 4 walks and a hit batter also scored. And here is the veteran left-hander Jerry Blevins on in relief of Wheeler.
Let's take a look at Blevins' numbers on the year. To make 1 spot start, but primarily right out of the bullpen. 3.90 earned run average. Not a strikeout pitcher by any means. More soft contact. Opponent's hitting just a 220, right? He's only 151. And fastball high 80s. And occasionally touch 90 miles an hour like that one right there, but get the big curveball as well, an occasional changeup.
Jack Reinheimer stays on. He pitch ran for Batista. He's now at third base. Mancini 1 out of 2 tonight. Hangs a breaking ball, and Mancini hits it in the left field. And Trey has a 2-hit game.
Nice piece of hitting right there by Boom Boom. Take a look at Zach Wheeler's line tonight. 5 innings, scattering the 5 hits. Orioles able to put the 1 run on the board, but they worked them first couple innings. How about that pitch count up to 95 pitches? So he gets the early exit after laboring through, and of course big run support tonight for Wheeler.
Chris Davis singled his last at bat. Ball hit off the wall in right field by the scoreboard. There's a strike at the knees.
See Blevins here. Not the overpowering fastball. A little funky with the delivery. Doesn't mind working into the lefties. And then work that sweeping curve across the plate. The command has been a problem for Blevins. Averaging near 5 walks per 9 innings.
12th big league season, his 4th with the Mets. Had a long run with Oakland, then 1 year with the Nationals. Sean Gilmartin finally got that final out of the 6th inning. It looks like he'll stay on. No one getting loose behind him. 9 runs on 4 hits in that 6th inning.
Yeah, those walks, boy, they will get you.
And the hit batter also scored. Adam Jones with Joey Rickard near the end of the bench. Trying to time it. There's no velocity on the pitch.
Gets him out of there in a hurry.
Davis has seen Blevins before. He is 2 for 8 against him. Oh, 3-2 count. This will be the 7th pitch. And he got him. So Davis down on strikes and 1 away.
Boy, tough to get to that one. Up and in. 89 miles an hour. Well executed. Calling for the fastball inside. And Davis with a little bit of a dip right there. Swinging underneath that fastball.
So Davis 1 out of 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Tim Beckham now facing Blevins for the first time. Tim 0 for 1 officially is grounded out and walked in the 4th. Waves at a breaking ball, 0-1.
Saw good out of the hand, and I think that extra finish on the breaking ball surprised him a little bit. Ended up working almost behind him, almost catching that back foot.
Tim Peterson beginning to get loose. Man, that's very effective off-speed pitch. 74 miles an hour. Wow.
Yeah, really slow, and boy, it is a sweeping breaking ball. And Beckham well out in front. Take a look right here as it drops into the strike zone. And Tim getting out on that front foot and just trying to keep that bat head through the zone long enough. Man, oh man, he takes a lot off that hook.
Cedric Mullins will bat right-handed. Breaking ball stays outside. Well, the 9 runs in the top half of this inning, the second most the Orioles have allowed in an inning this year. They allowed 10 runs in the first inning, May 8th against Kansas City. Mullins to shallow right. There's Nimmo, and he's got it. So leadoff base hit and 1 left. We are through 6. Mets in the lead.
A tough one for Dylan Bundy. Already 1 triple hit and a run across the plate, and Reyes, the 9th place hitter, rips a triple down the right field line. Not 1 but 2 triples and a double in the 4th inning. Couple runs across the board, and Bundy not long in this ball game. 14 runs on the board for the Mets and 3 triples in this ball game. How about 4 triples in this short 2-game series? The Mets racking up the extra base hits.
So Gilmartin back to work, and here is Brandon Nimmo. Pops up the breaking ball.
Pretty good night.
And he has hits in 6 consecutive at-bats. He singled and tripled in his last 2 at-bats last night. And it hits him. And yes, he always hustles to first. Leadoff base runner. Fans, the Orioles are proud to join Johns Hopkins, the University of Maryland, and other corporate leaders to support Baltimore City's Youth Works program, which seeks to provide as many as 12,000 Baltimore City youth with summer employment. To donate, visit BaltimoreCityFoundation.org and choose Mayor's Office of Employment Development Youth Works. And to learn more, visit youthworks.oedworks.com. This one sliced to left, and Mancini runs it down. One away.
There you go, boom, boom.
There was an unfortunate incident in the Miami-Atlanta game tonight. Ronald Acuna, the fabulous rookie who's homered in 5 straight games and has 3 straight leading off games with home runs. First pitch in the bottom of the first, he was hit in the elbow by Jose Urena. 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and Acuna had to leave the game, and the bench is cleared.
Oh, my goodness.
First pitch in the bottom of the first went right at him.
Wow.
And he was ejected. So the umpires did feel there was intent.
Fun.
So his start lasted 1 pitch. And now the hope is that Acuna's elbow, there's nothing seriously wrong, because he tried to stay in the game and couldn't.
Wow.
And of course the Braves are in a pennant race and the Marlins are not. Marlins are in last place in the NL East. The Braves have a 2-game lead on the Phillies, so you just hate to see that. Popped up wide of first. There's Davis. And Chris has it for the second out. I mean, we're certainly not going to say it was intent here in Baltimore when we're not there, but the umpire certainly thought it was because they ejected him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, love to see the highlights of that one.
So 2 down, and here's Conforto. Good Martin trying to eat up a couple of innings here if he can. Conforto walked in the rally in the 6th inning. The walk was against Tanner Scott. That's a good looking breaking ball, 0-1.
Well, I don't think it was too long ago in the game that Acuna wouldn't have gotten to 2 home runs in a row. You know, he would have been knocked down and may not feel comfortable in the batter's box. You know, and somebody obviously got into the pitcher's head and said, don't let him dig in, make him move his feet right out of the gate.
Well, he was in some obvious pain. Rolled over and foul. And it was a little bit of a delayed reaction for the Braves players to leave the dugout and go out and approach Urena. It was almost like they were like, wait a minute, he just hit our guy.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, the spark plug of our offense.
A little bit high. Second night in a row. Very impressive job by the home plate umpire. Last night it was Jeff Nelson, the crew chief, and tonight John Libka, who's a vacation relief up. He's assigned to the Pacific Coast League. There's Jeff, the crew chief. He's had a really good night tonight. That's fouled off his foot, rolls all the way to Davis.
That's a good pitch. Good pitch right there. Gil Martin not overpowering by any means, and really relies on the ability to mix his pitches, keep hitters off balance, but locate, and especially locate that fastball. Nice job right there, running it in on the hands.
Hard hit ball, diving stop by Davis. He gets up and takes it himself. Outstanding play by Chris Davis, takes a base hit away from Conforto, and that ends the Mets 7th. A 14-1 lead. Fans enjoying their 7th inning stretch, and back to the bullpen. Here's the right-hander Tim Peterson coming on.
Yeah, Tim Peterson, 6.53 earned run average. A lot to the fastball, low 90s with the heater. Little slider, good splitty though. But it's the deceptive delivery he tries to use to get hitters off balance. Opponents hitting 277, lefties raking him at a 343 clip and giving up the 7 home runs.
He'll face Austin Wins towards right center field off the end of the bat, and that falls in there for a base hit. So Wins extends his hitting streak to 8 straight. Right off the end of the bat, and it just flared in there for a base hit.
Fastball on the outside corner. Wins being aggressive. You see him pull off just a little bit. Hits it off the end of the bat, but feels a lot better when it nestles into the outfield grass for a hit, dropping in front of Nimmo.
Now here's VR, his 4th plate appearance. He singled and scored back in the 1st, and that is still the Orioles' only run. At the time, that made it 2-1 New York. Center field, that chases Jackson back, and right at the wall, he'll make the catch.
Pretty good pass at it right there by VR. Jackson right back to the wall. Yeah, VR looked like he was setting the tone for the Oriole offense there in the 1st inning. Now working the count on Wheeler, and there were a lot of good at bats. Only 1 run came across the board 1st and 2nd inning, and it looked like they had Wheeler on the ropes. As take a look at Carroll down there talking with Alan Mills, getting ready in the bullpen.
Renato Nunez now. He is looking for a base hit, and he'll take low. Hitless on the night. Chase Peterson on deck to pinch hit for Adam Jones, who you just saw on the bench. 1-1. Peterson was recalled from AAA Las Vegas for this series. He was called up on Monday. Actually, he was with the Mets against the Yankees in New York. They did play that night. The Orioles had off. It's his 3rd different tour with the Mets this year, and when he began, right-handers began going 0 for their first 22 against him. The longest hitless start of a career by any Mets pitcher. Wow. And they've had some good ones.
Well, you can see how he really gets up on top. He's not a big guy, 6'1", but he reaches up there and gets that overhand slot. So many arms, you see 3/4, maybe a little lower to try to add to some movement. But he reaches right up over the top.
And there's a walk. So Nunez very patiently takes the walk. Orioles have 2 on with 1 down. And Chase Peterson now will bat for Jones. Chase comes up 0 for his last 15. So Wins and Nunez 2nd and 1st. Peterson came through the Mets system. Foul back. '20th round pick as Peterson faces Peterson. Pitched at the University of Kentucky, so an SEC school. And there was a lot of good competition.
Yeah.
Ground ball, that is foul. Nice pick there by Wilmer Flores.
One-time shortstop, so he's got that good hand-eye coordination.
One and two on Jace. Something off speed missed.
I think that's a split finger.
It was up in his zone. The split didn't split.
No, a little tumbler there.
There you go. Peterson against Peterson. Which Peterson will come out on top? Peterson came out on top. There's Reinheimer at third, and he's got it for the out and 2 men down. So Peterson back to the bench after Peterson gets him on a pop-up. Here's Mark Trumbo. Mark looking for a base hit. 0 for 3 on the night.
Yeah, you know, you were talking about that, the effects of injuries, and you know, I know Trumbo certainly doesn't feel like he did last week when he was covering the baseball, feeling really good in the box, and even though you might step into the box and really not think about something that's nagging you, your body does something different. And you know, baseball players more than any other athlete, I think, have to make that kind of adjustment in their game, because there's, you know, so many subtle things that if you're off on, especially if you're a pitcher with an injury, and even a hitter, if you're not able to stay on that backside, you're going to have a weak lower half and drift to the baseball. You're not going to make contact consistently. I know Trey Mancini hurt his knee early on in the year, never used it as an excuse, but you know, he had to try to labor through that and you know, alter the swing a little bit to overcome the pain he was feeling in his knee. And I think Trumbo here the last few days kind of feeling the effects of that knee.
Well, he's now 3 for 15 on the homestand. Now, if you stretch it out, in his last 17 games, including tonight, he's 19 for 59, which is .322, but it had been much higher than that before this 3 for 15. So it could be that the knee is affecting him. Two on and 2 down. That was a protection swing at 1 and 2.
Yeah, it still looks like he's being pretty soft on the front side. A lot of times, if you're protecting the backside a little bit, you tend to really shift that weight forward, but pretty balanced.
And the other way goes Trumbo. There's a base hit. It goes all the way to the wall. Here's Wins to score. Nunez to third. And on at first with an RBI base hit is Mark Trumbo. So he goes with the pitch.
Well, nice piece of hitting right there for Trumbo. And when he's right, boy, does he handle that upper third of the strike zone. That one maybe even up and out of the strike zone, but staying short to the baseball, not trying to do too much. Just a flat bat through the zone right there, and Trumbo's so strong. It jumps off the bat when he squares it up. That one whistling out to the right field wall. And was able to push another run across.
The first and third for Mancini. Trey has 2 hits tonight, both singles. And they got a piece of Plawecki.
Poor guy taking a beating tonight.
Well, he hit a grand slam. He'll get over it.
Yeah. Breaking ball here, getting on top. And Mancini just getting a piece to deflect it into that right thigh area, inner thigh area. Of course, he got one on the left thigh earlier in the ball game.
The bruises will balance. Caleb knows all about that. He had some road trip. It seemed like he had a bullseye on him. Trying to get him to smile. Looks like they succeeded. It looks like, yep, been there, buddy. Been there. Mancini's apologizing, I think.
Yeah, knowing Trey said, "Oh, my fault, man. I probably shouldn't have swung at that anyway."
Oh man, what am I thinking? 0-2 the count on him with 2 on and 2 down. Strike 3 call, gets a fastball in the outside corner. So the O's settle for a run, strand 2. We head to the 8th. Cody Carroll about to come on.
Well, how about the Orioles in the first inning? Renato Nunez with a deep fly ball, but it's VR over at first base that tags and gets himself into scoring position. Yeah, VR a great at bat to start this ball game off. Working count to 3-2, then picked up a base hit. Nice base running there, and of course Adam Jones coming through with the big base hit, a single to drive in VR. The Orioles built for baseball in that first inning. Make that first mark of the game.
14-2 Mets. They came up with 9 runs in the 6th inning. And Cody Carroll comes on, replacing Gil Martin, who did very well in an inning and a third.
I sure did. Got some quick outs. Carroll's problem, just the command. You see the 5 walks in his 3 2/3 innings. Got a big arm, but just harnessing that fastball. The problem here in his opportunities with the Orioles. Opponent's hitting just 231 off him. They got to get in the strike zone.
He'll face Todd Frazier, who's had a big night. First ball swinging deep to left. There's Joey Rickard new in the game, and he makes the catch. So another first ball swing by a Met. Peterson's now in right field after pinch hitting for Adam Jones, and Mancini comes in from left field to first base. So Rickard will go into the Chris Davis spot in the lineup, and he'll lead off in the bottom of the 8th. Austin Jackson, he's had a big night. Yeah, it'd be nice if Carroll can have a nice clean inning here for the confidence.
Absolutely. I mean, really, that's what the doctor's asking for out there in the bullpen. Just a couple good innings and get that confidence going. That'll go a long way for these young arms. Carroll definitely one of them. Some good stuff. Man, big time velocity coming out of that arm, and he's a big kid, so creates a good angle.
There's a good pitch. Carroll was the closer in AAA at Scranton for the Yankees. He came over in the Zach Britton trade. You could see the electric arm. It's a matter of the command.
Yeah, for sure. Good pitch there. Good fastball in that outside corner. Reaching a little bit.
So full count. And he walked him. That is the 5th walk in the game. There's also been 2 hit batters. So 7 extra base runners for the Mets. Jack Reinheimer, this is his first at bat. He pinch ran for Tony Bautista in the 6th inning. Ball 1 outside. Carroll has allowed runs in his last 2 appearances. Past him. Ooh, it almost hit him. Got into center field. Reinheimer has a base hit, and first and second with 1 down.
And time for the 4th drive of the game. And let's take a look at it. Plawecki, bases loaded, and he comes up with the big swing. A little get me over fastball. Phillips having a hard time finding the strike zone. 92 miles an hour, and Plawecki makes it pay. Clearing the bases. Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs.
Reinheimer, by the way, with that base hit, that's his first big league hit.
Nice clean single right back through the box.
Just called up from AAA Las Vegas. 1-1.
Rare breaking ball right there from Carroll. Got to show it. A lot of times just flipping that breaking ball in helps you reach out in front. Get a little extra on that fastball. A good one there. 97.
Reinheimer was with Arizona earlier this year before the Mets got him. He got 5 at-bats with the Diamondbacks and was 0 for 5, and now he has a base hit here with the Mets. He was just called up on Monday. And a swing and a miss. So down on strikes goes Plawecki. And 2 down.
Oh, good breaking ball. Man, throws that one hard. 86 miles an hour off the good heater at the bottom of the zone. That's all you got to do. Get ahead with that fastball. Show that you're going to flip that breaking ball in. And get hitters a little bit in between. Nice job right there finishing the pitch.
Jose Reyes, the number 9 batter. Strike 1 to him. Reyes a triple, a double, and a couple of runs. And he didn't go. Jeff Nelson said he checked in time. .97 at the knees.
Yeah, good fastball.
A little bit low, so another full count. The Mets have gone 3 up, 3 down in this game only once. Dillon got them in the second inning in order. Runners go on 3-2, and it's bounced towards first, wide of the bag Mancini, and the underhand toss to Carroll, and that'll do it. So a single, a walk, but 2 left. We head to the bottom of the 8th with the Mets in front. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer. So Peterson stays on. Here's Joey Rickard, his first at bat. And a strike on the outside corner. Joey's swinging the bat really well. 3 in a row, and he's batting .353 in his last 10 games.
Joey was raking in AAA this year as well.
Right field will send Nimmo back. 1 down in the Oriole 8th. Ashton, maybe some veteran advice to Cody Carroll. Well, you love to see that, don't you, Mike?
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's what it's all about. Get some good young players and quality veterans. Teach them the way.
Mike Wright needs an inning, so he's getting loose. Here's Tim Beckham. Ground ball is short. Reyes waits on it and slings it across, and 2 quick outs.
Still a strong arm out there at shortstop. Still good speed. Legging out a triple. This ball game. There was a time when, boy, he was as electric a player as there was in the game.
Especially stealing bases.
Yeah.
Strike 1 to Cedric Mullins. Cedric has a base hit. He doubled down the left field line. It stayed just inside the bag at third, and he hustled into second base.
Yeah, it's nice to see, too. He's shown bunt and pulled that infield in. Slapped it right by Batista at third.
He's playing in his 6th big league game, and he has hits in 5 of them. Bouncer wide of first. Flores throws high and beyond the pitcher. So Mullins is on with 2 down. And that's what the speed does. He knew he had to hurry.
Yeah, absolutely. He didn't take the time to reset the feet and get a little momentum back towards first base. And Flores filling up that hole right there, and probably vacated a little too much. Second baseman was standing right behind him and tries to make a little finesse toss. But hard leading him when everything falling away from the target. And Mullins' speed just didn't allow him to reset.
So Wins will get another at bat. Line drive down the line. That's a fair ball past Reinheimer. Mullins heading to third. He'll be sent. Reyes' throw towards the plate, not nearly in time, and it gets past the catcher Plawecki, but right there is Peterson. So Mullins, the single to get on with 2 down, forcing a bad throw, and Austin Wins has an RBI double.
What the speed does, yeah, and then scoring all the way from first base. Another good swing there by Austin Wins, whistling that double, and thank you very much, Cedric Mullins, legging out that. Putting the pressure on the defense, forcing that error, and then scoring all the way from first base.
So Austin Wins with his 3rd multi-hit game. He's hitting 8 straight now. And Mullins began a late rally here. Here's Jonathan Villar. Villar singled back in the 1st.
Split finger right there. Not a lot of movement on that pitch, but just enough at the end. Villar to swing over the top.
On the corner, 1-2. So Peterson has allowed runs in each of his 2 innings. Trumbo's RBI single in the 7th, and Wins now with an RBI double in the 8th.
Mets trying to save some of those bullpen arms. The busy schedule coming up. And I think the fact that Wheeler I'm not going to say he got knocked out, but the pitch count kind of got him out of there early in the ball game.
That ball is crushed, and that ball's going to go onto the flag court, maybe Utah Street, as Jonathan Villar hits it out. That may have carried over the flag court. Villar's 2nd as an Oriole.
Swing right there. Man, oh man. It'll look easy turning on that one. That was a big ball from Villar. A couple real good at bats in this ball game. 8th home run this year. Talked about him in last night's ball game, making a couple defensive plays, helped the team win. Looks like that split finger kind of tumbling in there. And take a look up and over the flag court.
Yeah, there you go. Easily got onto Utah Street.
Yeah.
So Jonathan Villar will get a plaque. Looking at Jeffrey Ramirez there. That's a 3-run inning. There's Drew Smith, one of the 8 relievers and 7 right-handed relievers in that bullpen. Bounce, diving stop by Reinheimer at 3rd, and he gets the final out. Nunez denied. But the Orioles put 3 on the board in the 8th, capped off by Jonathan Villar. His 2nd Orioles home run lands on Utah Street as Villar goes deep in the 8th. That's transparency. And by the University of Maryland Medical Center, be a part of something greater. Wednesday night downtown, Mets with a 14-5 lead off a 9-run 6th inning. Then we go to the top of the ninth. Jonathan Villar, 4th home run onto Utah Street this year, 97th in Camden Yards history, and he becomes the 42nd to land on Utah Street by an Oriole hitter.
And I see the Orioles offense not giving away at bats here at the end of the ball game. Mike Wright Jr. now in, 4.96 earned run average. Wright pitching much better out of the bullpen. Did get roughed up though in his last outing against the Red Sox, couple runs.
There's Beckham back of the bag. He stumbles and has no play. And that'll be a base hit for Brandon Nimmo, of course. And now it's a 5-hit game. That's a career high for him.
Man.
Well, our Maryland lottery contestant of the game, Kristen McKee of Millersville.
Take a look at Beckham though. Hard hit ground ball takes him to the outfield grass. I mean, all over it. But when he goes to make that transfer, just can't get the handle. Nimmo picking up 5.
So in style, another $500 for Kristen McKee, our Maryland lottery contestant of the game, because VR hit Utah Street.
Oh yeah.
Mullins back on it. And he's got it for the out, 1 down. We'll have to learn Cedric's glides to balls that he knows he's going to get. We certainly knew Adams.
Yeah, for sure. Cedric Mullins, great effort on a ball. You see him just take his eyes off the baseball at the very end, and then he crashes into the wall in left center field. And staying in the ball game, but you never know the effect after the game. Might be a little banged up.
Well, he's got a 2-hit night. Nice foul the other way. Flores RBI with a sac fly back in the first, and there is Drew Smith continuing to get loose.
Talked about Wright's fastball velocity coming up, getting back up into the mid-90s. Even that slider, I mean, 90-mile-an-hour slider is pretty good. Get that kind of movement, some tilt on it as well.
1-2 on Flores. Another foul ball. That ball is hit deep to left field, and that ball's going to go. Wilmer Flores hits it out. And the Mets now lead it 16-5.
It almost looked like right when Mike Wright Jr. released that fastball. He knew it wasn't going to the spot. And Flores makes him pay right there. You see Austin Wynn setting up, down and away, and look at him reach back up and in. Flores getting a good look at that heater, sticking it up in the stands.
There's a strike to Conforto.
There have been a ton of extra base hits in this ball game.
Oh, knocked down by VR, and he can't play it. Good glove work, but couldn't complete the play.
A couple balls here. Hit hard, obviously, in this infield. You see VR trying to get that head behind it. Nice job keeping it there on the dirt. And you see him reach down and just can't get the handle. And that's all it took, that one whiff. Allows Conforto to get on first base. Beckham, hard hit ground balls. Hit his glove as well and lost it on the transfer.
Here's Frazier. He'll take a strike. I have 10 extra base hits for the Mets. What do you have?
A lot. Just a lot, man. I started counting. I was like, that's when I said to you, boy, there's a lot of extra base hits.
I got the hint. That's why I counted. And I did it twice to make sure I didn't add wrong. That was a base hit, by the way, off the glove of VR. So 18 base hits for New York. Foul off the mask of Austin Wins, 1 and 2. Well, just one of those nights.
Yeah, unfortunately, and you think back the first 2 innings when they really had Wheeler on the ropes. I mean, could have busted it open there. Wheeler's command was off. The Orioles were working him really well.
Frazier pops it up. VR and Mancini. VR says, I got it, and he does. So 2 down here in the 9th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Well, they're having fun. So Conforto at first with 2 down for Jackson. By the way, when Conforto just singled off the glove of VR, he was the 9th and final starter to get a base hit. So all 9 Mets players that started the game have a hit. And there's Jackson. He has another one.
Guys, just keep coming, don't they? The Mets on the road. Look out.
Jack Reinheimer will bat. He picked up his first big league base hit last inning with a single in his minor league numbers. Mets got him on a waiver claim from Arizona. He had spent most of the year in AAA with the Diamondbacks. Chop towards third. Nunez charges. Throws on the run, and he gets the hustling Reinheimer by a step. But the Mets add 2 on the home run by Flores. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Smith comes on for the Mets. base hits. And the new pitcher, Drew Smith, comes on to close it out for New York.
And take a look. Drew Smith, this will be his 8th game, 2.25 earned run average. Only 8 innings with 4 punch outs, 3 walks, but a big arm. Rush that fastball in the mid to high 90s, top out about 98 miles an hour. Pretty good curveball to go along with it. Opponent's hitting 276. Keep it on the ground as well. A little two-seam fastball as well.
Well, another rookie who made his big league debut this year. He was drafted by the Tigers back in 2015 in the 3rd round. He went to Tampa Bay last April for Mikey Matuk, and then Tampa Bay traded him to the Mets for Lucas Duda, and Duda is now in Kansas City. Chase Peterson gets another at bat. Ball 1. Trumbo and Mancini will follow.
The Orioles put up a 3 spot in the 8th inning. The Mets answer great back.
And Peterson has a base hit. Jackson over to cut it off. So Jace will get that 0 out of the way. He had been 0 for his last 16. He picks up a base hit.
And a swing right there by Peterson. Short to the baseball, crisp single. Back through the middle, and not an easy pitch to get to. Down and in. Stayed inside.
Yeah, tough night for the O's fans. Trumbo gets a 5th at bat. Mark RBI singled the opposite way down the right field line his last at bat. Nice block by Polwicki. VR with a home run onto Utah Street. Smith is from Crowley, Texas. Howie Clark with Cedric. He's got a cool ball over there with Chris Davis. Somehow got a piece of that.
Yeah.
Ball broke about 4 feet.
Nasty
Wow.
break ball there. Good job by Trumbo. Keep this AB going. Uh-oh. Cashner going to the book on somebody.
Maybe he's looking to see who's this Drew Smith. Pitched in college at Dallas Baptist in Dallas. Texan all the way. Like we called as his Cashner. Maybe he's looking to say, hey, who's this other Texan?
Yeah. Trumbo thinking another breaking ball was on its way. But instead, here comes some cheese. 97 right down the gut. And take a look at the location. Not just center cut as you're going to see there. But 97 get by you pretty quickly if you're thinking about something else.
Foul off the bat of Mancini. 2 for 4. His 25th multi-hit game.
And continuing to stay consistent here in the month of August. Over 300 this month.
That ball's going to slice foul. Nimmo was over there just in case, and he disappeared. There he is.
I thought we'd see him up there in the seats the way that guy runs around.
The way he's going
running
tonight.
everywhere.
Well, Drew Smith out of Dallas Baptist. Ben Zobrist went to that school. And 2 is fouled back. Ryan Goins attended Dallas Baptist. Remember Lou Ford, one time with the Orioles?
Lou, yes, I remember.
2012, he was with the Birds. Les Lancaster, who had a pretty long career in the big leagues. That's a pretty good sample size from a small college. And Chance Adams, who's one of the Yankees' top prospects, he also went there. 1-2 on Trey with Peterson at first. Look out, Bordy.
Get closer.
Safely up above.
I like the way how Trey swung at that pitch right there. A couple good fastballs away, following a couple off, and then challenge with the fastball in. But Trey staying tall, staying back. Good to see all the struggles and the frustrations he had that whole first half. Man, oh man.
This will be the 7th pitch in this at bat. And line right to Wilmer Flores at first. Wide of the bag, and he takes a base hit away from Mancini. 2 men are down.
Wow. A nice at bat right there by Boom Boom. And another good swing. A bullet right at Flores. Didn't have to move. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Probably came off about 110.
Joey Rickard for his second at bat. He is in Chris Davis's spot in the lineup. Line towards the middle, and there's McNeil. He was shading there, and the ball game is over. So the Mets win it to gain a 2-game series split. The Orioles do get the season series from the Mets 3-1 over New York, as they won the first 3 and dropped this one here tonight. Well, the O's head out on the road beginning on Friday, a 3-game series in Cleveland. Our coverage on MASN begins at 6:30 with O's Extra presented by Ford, and then game time at 7 o'clock. Tonight's telecast has been a MASN presentation. And now for Mike Bordick and our entire hardworking crew, Jim Hunter saying so long from Camden Yards. Once again, our final score, the Mets 16 and the Orioles 5. Tom and Rick, O's Extra comes your way next as they'll recap this game. The Mets win at 16-5. Have a great night, everybody.